every year it's the same thing with the Yankees. Oh, we're going to sign a top-tier player. What are you talking about? Hey.
Eric Spoelstra is one of the worst coaches in the NBA.
Welcome back. Okay, so we just got finished talking about some of FAMU's cornerback / kick punt returners who make an impact that way. And speaking of those kind of players, Florida State, recently lost Greg Reid, and he just found out that he's going to be signing with Valdosta State. And so, what are your feelings about this move? Like, how do you feel like it's going to hinder or help, Florida State and or Greg Reid?
It's going to hinder Florida State some because you're going to take the dynamic aspect of Greg Reid. And then for Greg Reid, his draft stock is going to go way down because, let's face it, Valdosta State does not get the national exposure. They really don't get the national exposure.
I mean, hold on. Because in all honesty, I don't believe Greg Reid's stock, you know what I'm saying, was on the rise anyway. I mean, after his sophomore season, which was his big breakout season, everything else, was kind of falling off anyway.
I disagree. I mean, he's one of the most dangerous punt returners in the nation, a very dynamic, hard-hitting cornerback, a guy that, everybody was pretty high on, and, he's a second-team All-American going to the season this year.
Well, let's look at something like this, though. I mean, at cornerback, let's face facts, he wasn't the best cornerback on that team. He was not. And on top of that, he had some competition for punt return and kick return with Marvin Bracey coming. Yeah, I mean that's world class speed on the football.
That's
field.
all well and good, but speed doesn't always translate into being the best punt returner.
Yeah, but that type of speed
but check this out.
Kind of technique
but hold on. But Greg Reid was only 315, 340 some yards away from breaking Deion Sanders' all-time record at Florida State. Well, that's talent, and Greg Reid
he's not gonna get it, so that's irrelevant.
Yeah, but still. You talking about one of the most dynamic guys in all of college football. Yes, in all of college football.
Greg, more dynamic than Tyrann Mathieu, but
I'm not worried. No, Tyrann Mathieu, I think Greg Reid is better than him.
No, he is not better?
Yes.
He is not better than him. Yes. Tyrann Mathieu was a Heisman Trophy. Tell me how Greg Reid is better than him.
He was a Heisman Trophy.
Hold on, I want to hear this.
He's a Heisman Trophy.
I want to hear this.
He's just like Greg Reid. Your skills are better suited for punt return than anything else on that field.
I mean, listen.
One
thing about it, their games are similar. But to say that he's better than Tyrann Mathieu, that's asinine. Because I mean, Tyrann Mathieu makes plays.
Greg Reid makes plays.
No, he doesn't make
plays. He doesn't affect the game.
Well, yes, he does. I mean, that's not disrespect.
I don't want to disrespect Tyrann Mathieu, but
Tyrann Mathieu makes plays both in special teams and on the defensive side of the ball.
And so does Greg Reid.
Greg Reid's calling card was his punt returning. It was not his ability to make plays on defense.
But let's be real.
He's a below average cornerback who's
below average,
whose NFL draft stock already
like another Dev Hester,
fourth or fifth round at best. I mean that's what I'm looking at him as.
Well, he's only a sophomore, right? He's only a sophomore, right?
First rounder.
Wait, hold on. Greg Reid's only a sophomore, right?
No, Greg Reid's a junior.
Going to the season, he's a junior.
Yes, he's a rising junior.
So you're trying to tell me that he hasn't even all the way peaked yet?
What you trying to say?
He hasn't reached his full potential.
Man, listen, neither is Tyrann Mathieu, but I mean Tyrann Mathieu was a sophomore. At the end of the day, he's not going to be for Florida State anymore. So let's not sit up here and make this conversation about Tyrann Mathieu and Greg Reid. Let's talk about what Greg Reid is going to bring to Valdosta State.
What Greg Reid brings to Valdosta State, he brings great talent to an already talented team, the number 8 ranked team in all of Division II football. He makes them probably one of the most dangerous teams in the nation.
Division II?
In Division II.
Well, I mean, I would agree with that. But would you say his effect will be felt more on the defensive side of the ball or in the special teams area?
It has to be special teams.
It'll be both.
No, it has to be special teams because he's not that good of a cornerback to me.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
He's an NFL caliber cornerback.
Playing in the Division II level.
Maybe not maybe not a number 1 cornerback on anybody's team, maybe not even a number 2, but he's definitely NFL caliber cornerback. And at a Division II school, he's going to be the most dominant cornerback.
Of course, look at who he's playing against.
But listen, but you
I don't like disrespecting Division II boys, just like I don't like disrespecting.
There is talent down there. There's a lot of talent. I mean, Miles Austin, for one, came from a small Division II school, and he made a name for himself relatively quickly in the NFL. But let's talk about let's just talk about his game as it pertains to what it's going to do, because we've seen this situation before. We've seen players whose draft stock dropped drastically from switching from a major program. Janoris Jenkins was a primary example. Do you see his draft stock dropping because he's going to Valdosta State?
Of course it drops a little bit, but at the same time, the scouts are already on him. You know what I'm saying? The scouts are already looking on him as this.
But the same could be said for Janoris Jenkins. He was touted as one of the best.
He was
touted as one of the best cornerbacks coming out.
But he's in the league now, right?
He is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but he could have been a first-round pick.
He could have. I don't even like placing so much emphasis on first-round picks, on second-round picks.
You're right. I'll give you that. You're right.
The NBA means something more than it does in the NFL.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Throughout the draft.
Yeah, like
Brady, prime example, got his jersey on the desk.
Exactly. So like, I mean, the first round, everybody talk about draft stock. I don't even like that word draft stock. I don't even like that term draft stock, because once you make it to the league, once you get drafted, doesn't matter where you went. You're in the league with 7 other guys who got drafted.
So some guys
but
Tony Romo.
Yeah, but I look at it more so from this standpoint for Greg Reid. I'm not really happy about his move to Valdosta State, because Valdosta is his hometown. And where did he get arrested before the season started? Right before the season that led to this. Valdosta. All right. Honestly, in my opinion, and again, I'm a Greg Reid fan, I wouldn't have made that move back to my hometown. I would have got as far away as I could from Valdosta, Georgia, from Tallahassee, Florida. I mean, Valdosta's still in the Tallahassee market, basically. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And
not coverage zone.
Yeah, and I would have gotten as far away from here as, not as far away from here as I could get, but I would have gotten.
You would have got further away than what he did.
Because like now the media's still gonna be on top of you. They still gonna. I mean, in this area, they're going to follow you, and they're going to...
But is that such a bad thing? I mean, the exposure that he gets, or that he brings...
It could be a distraction.
It could be. It could be, but it could also be to the school's benefit.
Yeah.
You got to understand it. They're not going to see the type of exposure that they're going to get this year. They've never seen it before. Because of his presence alone.
Except for when they won the ESPN title town, man.
That's when they did do it.
But I mean, Greg Reid. I mean, it's a good move football wise, because Valdosta State, they've built a program. Well, you know what I'm saying? They're one of the most dangerous programs. But as far as him personally, I wouldn't have gone back to Valdosta.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the things that we're gonna have to see when that season comes around.